One thing I never understood about the Stalker was the money and everything associated with it, rewards, transactions, etc. 1. If all the money is transferred electronically, why are there not hackers intercepting these transactions or hacking everyone's PDAs to steal all the money? Encryption is not foolproof, the technician decrypts PDA all the time for a few rubles. 2. Where are all the antennas that provide the Wi-Fi for such connections, and who is the provider? AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, or the Monolith also provide these services with their antennas. 3. The PDA, precisely an electronic device, is used in the zone to handle the money, a place where radiation and the blowouts constantly messed with all electronics. 4. Why the paper money that you pick from the bodies automatically disappear and get transferred to the electronic account? That happens when you go to a bank and hand over the physical money and tell them your account number, and then the transfer occurs. 5. The worst of all, the pitiful rewards. In 2010 $1 worth 30 rubles, so let's say that upon completing missions you get an average reward of 8,000 rubles, which would be $266, 2 days of a crappy salary in the United States, or 1 day of work of an average UPS guy. After you replenish your ammo you lost like half, and in the case of getting injured, repairs for your suit and bandages with medkit, you are effectively risking your life for nothing, fighting in the most horrific place on the planet. That is like walking with your friends until you see tree bears and someone pays all of you $10 to go and fight them barehanded, and you all accept. Except that fighting bears with your bare hands is safer than being in the zone with a machine gun and mutants. I get it. I come from Cuba, where the average salary is $12 and for doctors with master's degrees is like $25. There are actually mercenary Cubans in Russia fighting against Ukraine for a low salary as we speak, but aside from such desperate people, I doubt so many people will line up to go to the zone for such miserable pay. In my World War II mod, by transporting year to 1943, this problem is partially fixed, since back then 5.30 rubles were $1 and the hypothetically 8,000 rubles on reward for each mission is now $1,509, and the dollar used to worth 18 times more, so you will be winning the equivalent to $27,169 in today money. So now there is some sense in risking your life. However, this was not enough for me, since some other questions arise, like why would someone would want rubles when you cannot buy anything with them except a potato bag for the most part of the Soviet Union existence, and specifically in the middle of World War II, when several factions collide in one spot and the money of one does not work in the areas controlled by the others. To fix that, I changed the rubles to valuable minerals. Your wallet now has been changed to bag with valuable stones. You can find minerals and raw gems in corpses, and each one of them have a random value depending on the quality. I did some research, so the values are more or less accurate for the 40s period. Each description says it, but every mineral is tiny like a fingertip. These icons are close-ups of the minerals. If you right-click them and click in use, they transfer to the wealth of your bag. You can put minerals out of the bag in 4 different amounts and leave them outside to hide them later in a hideout, so in case of death you don't lose it. Oh yeah, you respawn in this mod. It is not like the Souls mods that eliminate any save associated with your game through it and replace it by one save file when you respawn. So you can still load any other save file that you have around before you were killed, but if you do that you are a cheater, and in 1 week a girl that died in a well will show up in your house and beat all your teeth out. The value of minerals is not a value in dollars or rubles, is whatever you want it to be. For instance, if you have a 1,000 on minerals, you can imagine it as the equivalent to $6,000. Or 40,000 rubles, whatever you think is worth in whatever currency you want. In that way you can imagine yourself risking your life for a decent amount of wealth and not the ridiculous rewards of the vanilla game. In the future I may add dollars, rubles, pesos, and Reichmarks bills that can be sell for a low price on mineral value. The dollar will be the less worthless. Also, you can put the minerals in the quick access slots to use them. There is a mod that allows several quick access slots. Here you can see me alternating among them using a specific key on the keyboard. In that way you can have your first aid items quick access ready. You have to lower your gun and walk or stay still while you hit such keys to use them, and it will add their value to your wallet, which as I said now is a bag with valuable stones, and you see the minerals disappear and the value of your bag increase.